6:21, 6:21, West Coast American Standard Time. Getting drunk, on YouTube, going live, trying to go live, trying to go viral. Did a bunch of labor today for my mom. Did some labor for my mom. So now we're just getting drunk, trying to go viral like every day. Heck of a prospect. Heck of a prospect. So, very difficult to do. Um, on Instagram right now, we got a lot of followers, but the views over the past few days have subsided. And, you know, they were they were busting off the hinges, bro, for all of July. From the 9th, guess we should say from the 9th till the 30th, bro. More views than we've had in any month ever. And and this year, more views. Let's backtrack a little bit. More views than all of 2025 total. So July, we had more views in 1 month, in 21 days actually, in a 21-day viral stretch where just everything hit right. Uh, there were more views in that 21 days, bro. 21 days than all of 2025. Like, bro, trombonist. Appreciate the shout out, man. People forget that famous people need shout outs. Famous people need everything that a pedestrian needs, bro. People forget that. They're so used to watching us and taking notes and plagiarizing our behavior, slandering our behavior, um, and enjoying our behavior too, right? Because we're obviously marquee. But people forget that we still got to get drunk. We still got to talk to women. We still got to get shout outs just like every other human. It's like people really forget. And so appreciate the shout out, trombonist. That's our first time seeing your name. Wonder if you're new or if YouTube is just withholding. Maybe YouTube is withholding notifications from certain people because we've never seen your name. We would remember that name. But yeah, we're getting drunk, getting live, or getting drunk and going live. And, our main Instagrams got shut down. Our primary, probably our top 8 Instagrams got shut down. Um, but it was wild because that was our best month, July, in history by a margin, like by a ridiculous margin. Like bro, like we've had million view months before, even 2 million view months, but like never 12 million in a 3 week span on Instagram. It was 3 weeks. It was from the 9th to the 30th. It was just like, we did the math earlier. That's like 600,000 views a day. Like that is like our best month by a margin. So, but yeah, that is viral month, man. So many viral videos, and by viral we mean 100,000. Okay, if that's the benchmark for viral, um, then hey, that's what it is. Now there's super viral, right? Like, but 100,000 viral. We'd have to go back and count, but probably in those 21 days, it was probably something like probably something like 24 viral videos. But we would have to go back and look. So, but 24 viral videos, you know, totaling up, more than 12 million views, man. And so that's Instagram. And that all happened when they got rid of our main. So our main account, gjohns.bomb, it had 14,000 followers. But bro, we learned a lesson because that means nothing. When you're going viral, the only 0.1% of your followers even watch a viral video because it gets sent out to, strangers. And so in a perfect world, YouTube would send this to all 5,000 of our subscribers. They would send our Instagram videos to all, at the time, was 60,000 followers, across, however many accounts. It was multiple accounts, like a lot of accounts. But in a perfect world, they would just send out the videos to everybody. But in reality, they send it out to 1%, maybe 10% at most, you know, and then you just keep posting, and it's survival of the fittest, the most resistance, or is that what it is? The most resistant to change? Is that what it is? Or survival of the fittest? But um, and then people die off, and the people that can go hammer for 12 years like us, then you have months like July. But now we got to do it again because it subsided. It went down as quickly as it went up, and now we're back to getting like little 1,000 views, 600 views, and whereas we're trying to go high octane viral, and so and it's difficult, bro, difficult as hell. But we'll never forget that 21-day stretch in July of 2026, bro. And again, if you've just logged in 21 days, bro, 12 million views, right? That is more views than all of 2025 total. And 2025 had more views than 2024. And 2024 had more views than the previous 9 years total. Right? So that shows you how steep the incline is on the traffic. And so, but we're trying to do the same thing here on YouTube. Very difficult prospect, man. It's a difficult prospect, man, to go viral, and that's why people need third party apps, or third party well, apps too, obviously, apps like Reddit or something, but third party platforms, right? So whether it's like a BuzzFeed or Black Twitter or 4chan or Tumblr, or third parties type stuff, like stuff on Reddit. That's a third party, right? Very rarely do people post something directly to Reddit, right? Most of the times it's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and then Reddit kind of takes it and sends it, right? And so that's what you need, right? And if you, let's say you strike gold, or so, you hit the lottery, it could be someone like Nike or World Star Hip Hop who was in our DM, but they were asking too many fuck ass questions, bro. Just And so we left it alone. We were just, we wouldn't let a pedestrian, we wouldn't let one of you guys ask us questions like that. So why would we let World Star Hip Hop interrogate us, right? And so they had to get going. They had to bounce, and that's what it was. They bounced, and so, but they were in our DM, MTV Ridiculousness, and so, how do you pronounce that? Ridiculousness. They showed our little stuff and nothing happened. They just kind of showed it. And then we were like, oh, wow, sweet. And then you go on with your life. And so, we need to go viral, man. We need a third party. Um, and, that could be, we said Nike. I mean, what else? There's the Thizzler. We want to get on the Thizzler. Want to get on Dub C Music. Um, any rap channel, rap channel or rap page um, or even any socialite or lifestyle page. It could be Playboy. It could be, Say Cheese TV, or Lad Bible, the Shade Room. We could, but we need to get on third parties because, we had a heck of a month, but it just regressed. It went back to the mean, right? Which is fine. Everyone goes back to the mean. Every single human, even the most famous of people, will regress back to the mean. Okay, but we need to go viral every day. Same way we need to repeat July again except now that we're in August, we got to repeat that. And so, and shoot, we we went so damn viral in July. We could improve. You know, what if we double July? That would be. But yeah, man. So yeah, Reddit, valuable resource. That's the first people to send us viral. Reddit, bro. And that was a decade ago. So, but third party, um, we do wonder what would have happened if we went on with, Channel Five. You know, I, but again, they all do their little squirrely interrogation, and it's like, what makes them think they can interrogate the Messiah? That's what's funny. But then they go about their business, right? And then, hey, so that's about it. But they show Sam Hyde in our news feed, um, a lot, and it's like, why did he block? So you got World Star Hip Hop unfollowed, Sam Hyde blocking, Jack Wagner blocking. All these are pretty. These are marquee guys, right? They're viral guys. You know, sometimes with questionable motives, right? In fact, we know their motive. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. We know their damn motives, and so, but that's okay. That's okay. That's what makes the United States, and so that there has to be bad guys for there to be good guys, right? For there to be heroes, there has to be villains, and so for all these hyenas out here, all these hyenas, there's a phoenix, bro, and so. But damn it, bro, we have to replicate July, and we got to figure out how to do it. That was a July. That the amount of traffic was just stupid, bro. Like, we had a video get 3.5 million views. One video. Like, what gets me is, how does it just stop like that? Like, how does it just stop? But it did. And so we're back to, back to posting and getting our little 1,000 views, 600 views, 3,000 if we're lucky, and that's been the last 3 days after a ridiculous month of traffic, and so that's how it goes, though. So 15-minute monologue. The feedback makes the lives brack. We think about the Judases that pop into the feedback, whether it's Taborowitz or Batscan or Rip City Heroes, WTF Portland. All these are Judases, bro. They all do their little, bro. They super handles. They try the bait and switch, and then they blame us, for their behavior, But that's fame. It's been 12 years, bro. We started G. John Stop Bomb 12 years ago, you guys. So, trying to get into shape. We've been trying to get into shape for 7 years now. 7 years trying to get into shape, but our joints never let us do it. Or, if you try to get into shape, and then your Achilles or your knees kind of get tenuous, then it's like, damn, bro, so joints never let us do it. We'll just rest them up and then try to get them in shape again. But damn, yeah. So years of fame, bro. So we got a feedback into Jet Life. Well, everything that so Jet Life, great question, and thank you for asking, because again, the feedback makes the lives brack. But all of our videos are pretty raw, for you to say G style, do you mean raw? Like, they go straight from the device onto the internet. So, for you to say G style, maybe you might be talking about, if you're just talking about pimping being on video, then okay, yeah, G style. That's been 12 years of that. But it's raw footage, man. It goes from the device, whether it's a drone, a phone, a public surveillance, a private surveillance, it goes straight to the internet. And so, now, is there stuff that we've yet to upload? Probably. Because, bro, we're so, think about it, bro. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, gay ass Twitter, gay ass TikTok, all those platforms, so would we forget one? Yeah, of course. Of course, we will forget one somewhere, There's stuff that has never made it here to YouTube because we're too busy on Instagram trying to go viral there, just because it's the most fun, right? So, there's stuff. Yeah, there's stuff on the hard drive that's just, yeah. So, but yeah, bro, shit, for us, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's been 12 years of raw footage, bro. This shit's raw. So, but is there more on Instagram? Or wait. We should say, was there more on Instagram because they deleted our accounts, right? So was there more on Instagram? Yes, by tenfold. There was 10 times as much on Instagram because it's such a more fun of a it's more fun of a platform, right? It's interactive. Everyone's on it. You got all the age ranges. People interact more, and it's just a funner platform. Whereas, YouTube's more like an archive or a database or a library where, we'll post the stuff. We get our little six comments, you know, get our little 1,000 views, right? And then it's on to the next, right? And yeah, yeah. And so, yeah, could we post everything on YouTube? Well, yeah, we could go back and find. Could we go back and find 400 videos that made it to Instagram instead of YouTube? Yes, we could. If we wanted to go with a fine-toothed bristle and just the finest bristle of brush and go find all of our footage, we could upload 400 videos, okay, that made it to Instagram, but never here on YouTube, right? And we'd upload them. Hypothetically speaking, they'd all get 1,000 views on average, 2-3 comments on average, okay? So what's 400 times 1,000? Oh, that's 400,000. That's a lot. Okay, well, let's say we did that over the course of a year. 400 uploads over the course of a year. Now 400,000 views is pretty meager, right? Now in one day, that's kicking ass, right? But hypothetically speaking, yeah, we could post them all, but we've already posted them on Instagram, and we could bring them here and get 1,000 views. Oh, okay, that's cool, right? Every 1,000 views matters, but it's like we've already posted them on Instagram. We are at 12 years of fame. We're at the point now, and this is kind of a realization, that a third party, whether you're LeBron James, Drake, Trump, the Beatles, Michael Jackson, the most prolific Americans ever, Justin Timberlake. A third party is the one that has to send you. And there has to be somebody that determines it is worth their time and effort, right? That they are going to get something by promoting, a superior being like a Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Mariah Carey, okay? They have to get something from it. And obviously Instagram's fun. You post your damn stuff, get all the views, have fun. It's, it's one of the funnest things ever, But you need a third party. And, we got lucky with Wagner. Even though Wagner's a Judas, Jack Wagner is one of the most marquee Judases in G. John's folklore. But he also gave the best endorsement in G. John's folklore back in 2017 and then again in 2018. He did 2 separate endorsements, and those were the best endorsements we've ever had, those 2. And it's from one guy who now is a Judas, but bro, he promoted us, man. And yeah, we got lucky, but we need 15 Wagners. We need 1,500 Wagners. Let's be honest, right? There has to be, for every Sam Hyde and World Star Hip Hop and Andrew whatever his name is, Andrew Ballahan, Rip City Heroes, WTF Portland. For every one of those, we need a thousand more, because we have to go so stupid viral to be so mainstream famous that's what it'll take. You know, these third parties, they come in, they come and go, and then they turn bitch, bunch of Judases, and then they unfollow or block, because they get their feelings hurt or whatever they're trying to do. Maybe they're bad from the get go, right? But we need 1,000 of each of those, the third party stuff, and uh, yeah, the third party promo, and again, LeBron, he has Nike, he has the NBA, he has all his teams, he has ESPN. All those are third parties. Okay, and that's part of the reason LeBron is LeBron. His own talent is great, best basketball player ever, but he is a product. Briss Brown, best singer and dancer, he's a product, you know, and so we do need a third party, and they can be a high key one, like a high octane one, like a World Star who unfollowed us, or they can be like 100 little ones, right? But we got to get going, and we're 12 years in, and we knew this. We probably knew this 6, 7, 8 years ago, but now we really know, because we had such a prolific month, and then it all just went back to normal. Everything went back, regressed back to the mean. And if you're just now getting here, bro, we've been posting the last 3 days. Each video got an average of 1,000 views. You know, it's like we need 100,000. So, let's get back to the feedback, because we got long winded on Jet Life. Jet Life, we got long winded because you said G style videos, bro. They're all G style. it's our page. You know what I'm saying? It's all raw footage from G Johnson's, you know, Beaverton drones, the Beaverton police detail, So Jet Life says, hold on. Jet Life, G style, Jet Life 41. Yeah, like raw with you talking. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was yeah, we were doing more traveling back then. Yeah. We were doing much more traveling back then. So the 6th, that would have been 2021. Yeah. That was 2021. So Genevieve, damn, missed that girl. Oh, man, that girl is. Oh man, missed that girl. Damn. So yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, bro. Bro, people do rollouts and have strategy, and that it works to a certain extent, but you have to have so many it takes so many views to be mainstream, which is where we need to go. It's one thing to be famous and walk around trash ass Portland or Oregon and be famous, but like as far as like mainstream fame, that's like the next level. That's different than just kind of a regular famous guy. And so yeah, strategy, yeah, strategy works, but it's got to be like a tsunami of strategy. It's got to be like you have to inundate millions of people, right? You have to inculcate millions of people just the way Nike does or MTV does, or any other marquee American brand, you know? And that's where we got to get, you know? That's just where we have to get. Now, if we let's say let's say our dad was a multi-millionaire, then we would just pay for all that traffic, right? Like a lot of people do. Or a lot of people risk lives and they start, selling narcotics. And then they can pay for everything, but they have to risk their lives because they're selling narcotics. And then they can pay for everything. They can make $1,000 a day, and they can pay for everything. They're selling narcotics, but they're also risking their life. And any girl that they nail is doing it for the drugs. So, whereas we chose the high integrity route, which is fine. Suburban guy, decent up, great upbringing, middle class American. We chose the integrity route. That's only responsible. And even if, let's say, my dad was a multimillionaire, great dad, but even if he offered me like Trump's dad did, if Trump's dad offered him the equivalent today, that'd be like $44 million. Back then, it was like $6 million. So, but even if he did offer me that to turn fully mainstream, might be like, thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad. We'll take 1,000. We'll take 1,000. But the way a lot of these parents get their kids started in life, it's too much, man. Buying your kid a house is too much, bro. Paying for a wedding is too much. A wedding is like $30,000 minimum, bro. That was 20 years ago. Weddings were 30,000. Now they're like 60. It's too much, man. Parents are footing the bill for too much stuff. And all of us millennials, some of the millennials have started off life a little faster than others, which is fine. But bro, it's like, are they selling drugs or did their parents give them money? Which is it? You know, Very rarely do you have a LeBron James who's just better than everyone at everything. Very rarely do you have one of those. You know, most of the times it's their parents, and so, uh, or in some cases, selling narcotics. And so, but then they're risking their life. You have to respect them because they're risking their life. And so, but yeah, you're right. And now here's the thing, Jet Life, bro. Bro, as far as the era you're talking about, so what you're talking about a specific era, which would be like 2019 to about 2022. So you're talking about that era, and yeah, yeah, I mean, it was a good era. You know, we were traveling more back then. We were traveling more, and Colombia, Dominican Republic, uh, shoot, even Tulsa. We went to Tulsa to visit my dad, and so, but yeah, that was a good era. That was, it was or we should say, stint. that was a good stint in G. John Stop Bomb. But they're all every G. John's little stint, like whatever 2 year time period, they all got their own little things. But it depends on how many women are around. It depends on where we're at. It depends on what kind of footage is available, because it's going up raw. And so, but yeah, if let's say hypothetically a third party did, like you say, a strategic rollout, then yeah, we'd be mainstream and it would be instant. Uh, if it was a third party that it was had enough traffic, it would be instantly, like, it'd be instant, bro. The same way that what Jack Wagner did for us, endorsement wise, there's people that could do 100 times that, right? But it has to help them, right? It has to help them. And so that's, yeah. So, yeah, man. Jet Life. Yeah. IH. Yep. Thank you for the shout out. And Tulsa. Yeah, Tulsa was a good little town. There were some women walking around in Tulsa, man. So, Jet Life here. IH. Thank you for the shout out. Trombonist. Shout out to Tulsa. That's a good little town. Went to a couple strip clubs. Tulsa was cool. Ew. We went out to the venues. Visited my dad. So, Tulsa, hey, that's what it is, man. Cool little place. We were traveling in that era from 2018 to the era. Well, we traveled the whole 2010s, but the era you're talking about, which is 2018 to 2022. We keep saying era. We should be saying stint. Era is 15 years. Okay. And an era is 15 years. So we should be saying stint instead of era. But it's just natural. It just feels natural to say era, but we mean stint. That 2018 to 2022 time period. Um, yeah. And actually, we've been traveling since 2009, but we've only been famous since 2014, probably 2016. That's when we became famous, 2016. And that was just the start of it, right? So, 38 minutes. Appreciate the feedback, guys. Otherwise, we'd just be here talking about going viral. That's all we would be doing. But we do got to go viral, man. We got to recruit more women. Uh, yeah. So, yeah, we need more endorsements. We need more third parties. We got to recruit harder. And it's funny, all the recruiting we do. Well, it works out retroactively. It works out because all the recruiting we do is great and everything. But the thing that sent us viral was just an altercation with a female, and we just ended up posting it onto Instagram, and we got more views than we ever got, and we'll take it because it shines a light, or it leads to more traffic for all of our other footage. So we'll take it. But yeah, man, we'll take it. So we'll take it. We need the traffic. Golly. So, all right, man. 7 o'clock, West Coast American Standard Time. And like you said, Jet Life 41, like you said, bro, we needed to brack, bro, so badly. Like, so, it is so urgent, man. It's been urgent for a decade, right? But it's even more urgent today. But to circle the wagon, guys, if you just got here, um, we had our most viral month ever, July. More views in July than all of 2025. And it's funny because 2025 had more views than 2024. And 2024 had more views than the previous 9 years total. So the first 9 years, 2014 to 2023, had less views than 2024 as a whole. And, fast forward to last month, which is 3 days ago, that month had more views than last year total. So, and that just came from an altercation with a female. We posted it multiple times, but posted multiple times and it went so stupid viral. But now we're back to 1,000 views, right? And so we just got to be like, we just need a third party. Either one strong third party or 100 or 1,000, mid-level ones. But we got to go viral, man, because we're back to. And keep in mind, we appreciate 1,000 views. 1,000 views, appreciate it. Okay, thank you. But damn, we need 100,000 on all of our rap videos, all of our basketball footage, all of our monologues. Every girl that has been in our footage, we need them to all be viral individually. So, but yeah, man, difficult stuff. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Man, my varsity coach told us that. I was like, damn, that's the one good thing you ever did. But yeah, man, Reddit got rid of our profile for promoting, self promoting, you know. But Reddit's good. That's a heck of a platform, bro. You can go viral on there. And so, uh, great question. Great question. So, the third party would be the all right. So this is what happened. Okay, trombonist. Great question. This is why we appreciate the feedback, guys, because we might touch on this, but like now we have to, right? Because the question was asked. So third party, we could say AI, because by AI they decide who gets in front of who, right? So if the AI is determining that your video is HD enough and active enough to put in front of strangers 3 million times, then is that that might be the third party. Can AI be considered the third party if they put your video in front of strangers on their newsfeed, in their Reels tab? Instagram was just selecting our video of me, you know, uh, how do you say, reprimanding a woman, right? Physically reprimanding a woman, right, who was attacking us. Instagram deemed that worthy of putting in front of millions of people. And so if in fact July was a third party, it would be the AI from Instagram. And then also, here's the hidden variable is the fact that they got rid of 700,000 accounts on Instagram. Okay. So AI, the same way they got rid of our main account, they got rid of 700,000 other people's. Okay. So what that does, that makes a vacuum, right? And that vacuum, it just led to us going stupid viral for July. And whether other people might have been afraid to post, whereas we had so many backup pages that we were like, fuck it, we'll just post. You know, we had so many backup pages after our main ones got deleted that we just posted on our backups and they went viral. Okay. And so there was a vacuum because people were getting deactivated so frequently, like at a rate, like at an unreal rate. People were getting deactivated, and it was it was unreal, you know. So 700,000 people got deactivated, right? And so that made a vacuum to where backup pages could go viral. You could go viral on your backup page, and it happened multiple times. And so we appreciate that. We would sacrifice another page. We would sacrifice a whole page to go viral one time on Instagram. On Instagram, we would sacrifice a whole page to go viral on Instagram. One time, even one time. That's how urgent it is that we go viral. So we lost multiple pages in July, but other people did too. So we're like, all right, that's how the landscape is now. So great question. Okay. Was there a third party that caused the July blow up? Thank you, AI Instagram, for putting our video in front of so many millions of people. So, hey. So they deleted our accounts, but they also promoted our backups. So that was cool. Uh, but yeah, Trombonist, are you American by chance? We would remember that name if we ever heard it before, bro. Like, uh, we would definitely remember that name. So, 48 minutes, 7:09. Oh, there we go. Okay, so first time. Okay. Do you remember how you found our footage? Because we got to replicate that, right? You know, whatever led you to our page, we have to replicate, you know, whether it was something in your region, a friend, a specific video, we have to replicate it because we got to go viral, man. Every day matters, man. It's been 12 years. Okay. We used to get happy about going viral. Um, but now it's just mandatory, right? It's just mandatory, man. And so 12 years, bro. Like something else. So we're out here getting drunk, you guys. We're getting drunk. So we're out here getting drunk, you guys. An order just came through on Bash App. So we're going to have to go send out some damn MP3s. An order just came through on Bash App. So we're going to have to send out some MP3s, you guys. Oh, okay. So trombonist, was your friend American? Because the region matters too. Like, when you're talking on, we're on the western half of the planet, right? The English speaking half of portion of the planet. So that's a pretty large area, right? And so we have to be able to we got to determine regions, you know, cuz damn, we got to go viral. This shit is, yeah. Oh, Midwest. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so that's a good area. That's a large area, bro. You got Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis. Shit, you got Iowa, even Kansas and Denver. Those still count, right? Like, yeah, Minneapolis. That's all Midwest, man. That's a big area, bro. So we gotta be viral in that area, man. So, and all the others, but like, you know, region by region. And so 7:12 West Coast American Standard Time. Getting drunk. Just finished one beer. Um, about to start the second, man. So okay. Yeah, bro. That's it, man. Getting drunk, you guys. Getting drunk, guys. That's about it, man. We're good. 8% Modelo's. How do you pronounce it? Chelada Suprema. Suprema. Mango nada. Oh man, that's interesting. That's an interesting taste. Modelo, mango Modelo chelada. Oh my gosh, that's like a salty. That's a heck of a drink. Wow. All right, man. So, all right, trombonist from the Midwest. Feedback makes the lives bright, guys. The feedback makes the lives bright. Trombonist. So, oh, we missed that vomit. Okay, so he says used to follow on YouTube or Instagram. And hold on, someone just drove by. Hold on. A little too slowly, honestly. Let's be honest. They were driving by a little too slow, you guys. Price of fame. Okay. So trombonist says Insta, but oh yeah. So here's the thing. What's funny is that you know obviously you followed on Instagram, but like, bro, we got deactivated. So, like, like like our main one, which we weren't even mad about. It's like we're like, okay, fuck it, bro, on to the next. But what was wild, we had so many backup pages. Those got deactivated, right? And so now we're on like our backup pages, right? Like now, luckily we had them already, because that's um, we we've been deactivated before, so we had backup pages because we knew that it was in the realm of possibility, and so now we're on our backup, our tertiary pages, plural, and we're trying to go viral on there, but Appreciate the questions, right? Because we would have, we would have had to like think of that to bring that up on a live. To think about the vacuum that Instagram made by deactivating 700,000 people in 2 weeks, in a 2 week span. In a 2 week span, they deactivated 700,000 people. Like, what in the hell, bro? But it created a vacuum. And so now we're happy, right? We just got to do it again this month because, damn, it went back to normal. Getting our little 1,000 views. It's like, damn, we need 1,000,000 or at least 100,000. We got to go viral every damn day. So when we get done here, we're gonna ship out those MP3s. We just that order just came through. Gonna see what he ordered, man. But yeah. So we're gonna go ship that out. Try to go viral tonight. And then rinse and repeat. We'll just rinse and repeat, and we just gotta go viral. So Midwest trombonist, who was here from Instagram, but now he's on YouTube. Appreciate you being here. Actually, appreciate everybody. But the feedback is mandatory, or else we would just be up here talking and complaining about Oregon. Rightfully so, too. We would be rightfully so complaining about Oregon. And so, yeah. Trombonist. We'll remember that name. So, boop. Remember. Now we're like, okay, follow on Insta. Third party. Was there a third party that caused the July blow up? Thank you, AI Instagram, for putting our footage in front of people, bro. Putting our footage in front of 3 million people. Okay. Minimum, though. In fact, that was at one time. Okay. What's up, fool? What are you about to do, bruh?
Grab some clothes, take a shower, go to bed.
Oh, like that?
Been up since 5, man.
Oh, really? Hey, bro, you got a YouTube by chance?
No. Well, I have a YouTube.
You have a YouTube channel?
Oh, no, I don't have that, no. I have like an account, like a Gmail.
Oh, that counts. That counts. Okay. Yeah, you can upload to that. Yeah. So. Bro, your guy took that little deck down.
Yeah, he didn't finish because his battery died on his tools.
Oh, I thought he finished. Okay.
No, he's gonna come back. He don't mess around though.
Yeah, bro. So that's about it. That's my buzzing. You guys have probably seen him in some raw footage. That's my buzzing. He's like a Sacramento / Beaverton guy too. He moved up here at 17. I wonder if he's more Sacramento or he's probably more Beaverton than Sacramento, but yeah. So where did we leave off at? 59 minutes, 7:20 West Coast American Standard Time. Going live, getting drunk. Okay, now we're here now, and we're like, okay. So, oh yeah, trombonist. We're gonna remember that name. That's what we were saying. How much we were gonna remember that name. Trombonist. That's kind of funny too. So, but yeah, no, that's a great question, man. Was there a third party that caused the July blow up? Golly, bro. AI just put us in. Oh, that's what we were saying. So they put us in front of 3 million people on that one video. But then throughout the course of July, another probably 7 million people total. They just put our raw footage in front of strangers, right? And shit, we'll take the new fans and new followers. We'll take that traffic, bro. Thank you, Instagram. It's about fucking time. Right? We've been waiting for that. We have been waiting for July, the month that just passed. We've been waiting for that month for 12 years. Like, bro, like we've been viral before, but only one day at a time, right? We've been viral before, but only 100,000 views at a time. Never a million views at a time have we been viral. Never, right? We've been viral 100,000 views at a time, right? Maybe per day. For the most part, yeah. But then it goes back to normal. You get your little 1,000 views, goes back to, regresses to the mean, like it has now in August, and we gotta ramp it up and go viral again. But it was so stupid viral. Like we were getting millions of views per day, and we're coming to a point. Oh yeah. We had been waiting for that day or month. We've been waiting for that month for 12 years. Okay, now it came and went. All right, bro. What are you about to do?
I'm about to go shower and go to bed.
But like, you're gonna stay at the house, man?
Yeah, I gotta go to the hotel and run around first. But yeah.
Oh, you know the mattress is up in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's clean to sleep. Say it again.
Is it cozy?
You can sleep on it. Yeah.
You slept on it before?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good
It's a good mattress?
So.
Not like if it wasn't, I wouldn't care.
Right, it'll work. It's good. So, but yeah, we've been waiting on that damn month to happen. The month that just happened came and went before we went back to, regressed back to the mean. We were waiting for that month for 12 years. 12 years, bro. And it happened, right? And now, boop, back to normal. We're going to post something tonight, get our 1,000 views, and go back to normal, right? And so we just got to turn it up, and we got to go stupid with it. Like, we got to go stupid with it, bro. Like, but thank you for the shout outs, guys. IH, appreciate that. And then that's about it, really. So IH, shout out. And then Trombonist is here. 63 minutes. Yeah. See, without the feedback, we would have just been monologuing, right? Which is cool. Don't get me wrong. You got to talk your little trash. Every damn human has to talk some trash. Even a psychopath does. You could be a psychopath and still need to talk your little trash, right? And so, but that's what it is. Getting drunk. And then we got to ship out that order. We got to ship out that little order. That came in right now. MP3s, man. So, ship them out, go viral, and then get it going, bro. So we'll probably save this live. We'll probably save this live, you guys. But yeah, we're gonna stay out here until it gets too cold. Starting to get cold once the sun goes down. So we'll get up out of here. But 2 people still here. You would think out of 5,000 subscribers that there'd be more than 2 people. Now, we appreciate the 2 people or the 3 people. Well, 4 if you include Pimpin'. right? We appreciate all the people here, right? But like, you would think that there's 5,000 subscribers. What is YouTube doing by mitigating their own traffic? What angle is that? Like, what part of the game is that? I this shit is something else, bro. But yeah, appreciate the questions, appreciate the feedback. You know, otherwise we would just be talking on the live. It's like we would still go live. You know, we'd go like talk for 15 minutes on just on a monologue. You know, which is is alright. You know, but appreciate the interactions, man, because it's like, you know, you go live. Obviously, everyone has their reasons for going live. Mine is to complain normally, right? Because the state of humanity is so fucking hideous, right? So, like, a guy like me, obviously superior to so many people. There's people that are as good as pimping, right? There's people on my level. There's, you know, there's people that are also better than everyone, right? But when you are just so far superior to people, it's like you're allowed to complain, right? And so, now that being said, so are some of our fans probably as good as it? Yeah, but it'd be like less than 1%, right? You know, we've had good interactions with fans. They roll up and be like, Johns, and we'd like take a selfie or something, you know, and then we go about our lives, right? They're probably high octane, right? Because they just roll up to the Phoenix and just be like, Johns, what's up, right? But that has only happened like in 12 years. That's probably happened less than 30 times when it should be every day, right? Because all of our fans are flocking in the public and lurking and, you know, gawking, and we said flocking, and, you know, saying their prayers and, you know, with their mouth open and their eyes wide shut, speaking in tongues. You would think they would just roll up and be like, Johns, what's up? You know, saw the video of such and such, such and such. Yeah, you know, that was clean. You know, you would think. But hey, people prefer to gawk, stalk, you know. What's the other word we said? We said gawk, stalk. There was another word we said, but they prefer just to pray to the American Messiah. And, you know, now you're vermin. If you know, because if you're high octane, you would just roll up and just say what's up, right? Like, you know, saw one of my favorite rappers ever for Wu-Tang. His name is Inspector Deck. Just rolled up to him and be like, what's up, bro? You're Inspector Deck, right? Man, listen to you since 1997, you know. Just, and then we took a selfie, right? It's like that's what happens with famous people, right? And if you guys might be too young to really know who Wu-Tang is, but it's one of the best rap groups from the 90s in the United States, which means the world, because it's the United States does rap. So, but yeah, man. Yeah, man, we're gonna save this live, man. But yeah, that's what we were saying. Yeah, so we you know, we hop on live to complain. Again, rightfully so. Bro, the human interactions in Oregon are so fucking pathetic. It is so bad how bad people are, bro. Like if you meet a decent person in Oregon, you'll remember it because you're like, it's like, what the fuck? You're not trash? You're not a giant possum? Wow, you're a mammal and not vermin? Wow, right? But because most of the people you meet in Oregon or run into are just so bad. They're actually bad. The algae from hell personified, man. And so, but hey, it made the Messiah. Oregon made the Messiah. Right? We got here in the 10th grade. 10th grade, Beaverton, Oregon, you know, migrant worker, but returned here to decompress. So that means Oregon made the American Messiah. You know, Akron, Ohio made the best basketball player ever. New Orleans made the best rapper ever. And then Toronto / Memphis, right? Because Drake is half American, right? So I guess you could say Toronto and Memphis, right? They kind of made the best modern day guy. You know, and then if you throw in Briss Brown, you know, he's Virginia. So, but yeah, Oregon made the Messiah. And so we almost have to thank the nature of being that is here, right? The nature of these beings, whether they are literally the algae from hell that has just been shaped and molded into humanoid form. That was hard to say. Hold on. Humanoid form. Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So it's safe though. You know, you can get killed in Oregon, but like, there's no real trenches. Like, it's just, you can get killed, right? But like, there's just no real trenches. So it's like, we got to be grateful for that, right? So, yeah, man. Yeah, that's about it. Getting drunk. So, getting drunk, man. That's all we got to do, bro. So, 73 minutes. 73 minutes. So we got to ship out these MP3s. Appreciate the orders, right? Because we do sell a product. That is for sure. We sell a product. That is part of the faction of our 12 years of fame is selling products. And so Bash app, and then you just send that money over to your bank, and when you send the money over to your bank, it's there that day. They take their little dollar, so you know that little $20 that just came through, you know, it'll be 19 by the time we get to it, but you know. So, and that's the other thing, you know, about being famous. We have to, that order that just came through like half hour ago, we have to elicit those every hour, right? Shit. Hopefully every minute, right? But that's the tough part about being famous, right? Like Amber Rose said, you can be famous, but you have to generate your goddamn revenue, right? And so yeah, we're glad that order came through, but we have to generate that every minute. We got to do it every minute. And that's where we got to get to. And so the comments are here, and now we're like trombonist. Thank you, Midwest into Jet Life 41, who says, it's got a number 3 by your name. Shouldn't you be number 1? It's got a number 3 by your name. Would think you'd be number 1 based on how often you participate. But Jet, what do you think of PNW dudes insisting Portland, Seattle have hoods? Oh, Jet Life. Hold on. Hey, bro. We were talking about Oregon, man. Oregon and Washington are different. Oregon and Washington are like, they're brothers, but not twins. Does that make sense? So Oregon and Washington are like brothers. They're related, very near relatives, okay? But they're not twins. Okay? So a place like a Tacoma, okay? Tacoma is dangerous, right? And the guys from there is some ghetto people from there. Tacoma is ghetto, bro. Like the guys from there are now obviously Portland has guys that'll kill you. How do we say this, man? But Tacoma has more. How do we say that? So Oregon guys will kill you. Okay? Oregon guys, just like any other American region, okay, you can get killed. Okay? But like Tacoma, there's just more of them. And so Tacoma is like almost as dangerous as like Memphis. Okay? So if a guy says he's from like maybe like a rough part of Washington, he might be telling the truth. Like, and you know, he might be telling the truth, man. And but yeah, that's some good feedback. Now, here's the thing. And in Oregon, so a place like Oregon, if you got like if there's low income housing and you got a bunch of rough guys in there, we got that in Oregon too, but it would only be one little apartment. Does that make sense? So it'd only be like 200 people as opposed to 2,000 people, right? And so that's the difference. Oregon, you know, you got your low income, you got your, you know, you got your people that will obviously do something to you if they feel slighted. But it's like a little apartment, you know, and so like there's only 200 people up in there, as opposed to like a whole block or like a whole region where there's 2,000 people. And so again, wait, let's get back to the original. Hold on. Trombonist, Midwest, Jet Life. Yeah. So the NBA guys that are from Tacoma, they might be telling the truth, bro. Tacoma, bro, you can get killed in Tacoma. Guys get dealt with up there. Tacoma's a rough area. Now, never witnessed it myself in Tacoma, but know guys from there, if that makes sense. And like you know, they're guys that are obviously from the ghetto, man. And so interesting stuff though. But But been to Tacoma and never witnessed it myself. But it's obviously it's a big town, so you have to be in the right places. So now Jet Life, are you you're the Eugene guy, right? Weren't you, was that you or was that someone else that was Eugene? I think you were Eugene, but we're just trusting our memory. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, but no, you can go around Portland pretty much anywhere in the daytime. You can go around pretty much anywhere. But like the way they talk about it is there's just certain apartments that are just a little too rough, um, which makes me want to actually go look at them, right? Because like, how rough could they be? If it's in Oregon, but people get killed, so hey, yeah, man. So NBA guys, jet life. So oh, you're from San Francisco, okay. So all right, so for that, all right. So Jaden McDaniels, have you have you seen how the edge he has? Like Jaden McDaniels, he is like he has the one of the biggest edges. He's got an edge to him, right? Now, maybe that came from a bad home life. It might have come from a bad home life, but it probably came. It most likely it came from a bad environment, right? Because bro, that guy has an edge to him, like almost like even in interviews, it's like, damn, bruh. Like he is I mean he looks like a killer, right? Now the other guys, they seem normal, right? DeJounte Murray, Kevin Porter, those just seem like normal guys, normal American basketball players. But bro, Jaden McDaniels, bro, in fact I've wondered. I'm like, where is this fool from? He is so angry would be the wrong word, but it's not anger. It's just an edge. He has an edge to him, bro. And now, could it be a bad home life? Who knows, right? Who knows, bro? Maybe it's just a bad home life. But bro, it's probably the whole environment of wherever he was from, which is think it's probably Tacoma. I think he's from Tacoma. We'd have to go back and look, but like, so you're from Frisco, so yeah, man. Yeah, it's something about Oregon because guys get killed. It's guys get killed, bro. If you're dealing drugs and if you rap and deal drugs, like, fool, you can get killed, and that's Oregon. But as far as like an overall, like a whole neighborhood that's just the trenches, that that that's just that's different than Oregon, right? It's just a little different than Oregon. But now, DeJounte Murray, his mom got shot. Okay. So, again, depending on depending on where he was at or where she was at, it's hard to gauge how ghetto it was. Uh, and then Kevin Porter Jr., he went to Rainier Beach, okay, which is the ghetto, right? But the thing is, it's like you can go there at daytime. That's the thing. The thing about Rainier Beach is like you can go there in the daytime. So like, is it the ghetto? Yeah, it's the ghetto, right? But like, yeah, and it's hard for me because a suburban guy, it's hard for me, a suburban guy that's only been through those places, right? Well, to and through, right? It's hard for me to really speak on it, right? But if you drive through an area and it looks normal, then isn't it normal? Who knows? Who knows? But guys get killed, bro. Yeah, these drug dealers out here, bro, like they, if and then if they're rappers on top of it, then boom, right? It's already dangerous to be a rapper, you know, let alone if you got drugs on you too, right? People take that quick. So, United States, bro, the United States is really something, man. So, another reason we got to go viral. There's so much potential. We just have to go viral. Getting drunk, 7:48 West Coast American Standard Time. So you're from Frisco, okay? Yeah. How is Frisco, bro? Like people talk about that like it's going downhill. Like people talk about Frisco like it's just like too dangerous. But Jet Life is here, and then Show. How do we say that? That's a tough name to say. Show. Okay, what's the weirdest comment? You know what, bro? Bro, our life is so dynamic that like, we're already living in hell. When we walk out into the public, the price of fame is so steep. Like the price of fame is so fucking steep. And the things that we have to just let pedestrians do around us is fucking obscene, right? And so, to fast forward to your feedback, the things that happen to us on the internet are almost as obscene. People say, and here's what's wild. The wildest thing is sometimes it'll be my schoolmates, people from Beaverton High School, Western Oregon University, will come in the comments and say the fucking most off the wall things ever, right underneath our videos. And we're like, motherfucker, we've known you since 1998. You fucking Judas fuck. We have known you since 1998, 99. You are fucking Judas, right? Our schoolmates get up in the comments, bro, and want to show their ass to get their little 15 minutes of attention. Those are the worst, right? Now, as far as strangers, do strangers say off the wall things? Yeah. They're just our haters and our lurkers and fans, right? But like they say it, and then we're like, oh, that's a fucking trash ass American, right? And then we go about our life, right? But Americans are so trash. You guys, and what's wild is when you realize that it's some of your friends, and some of your friends, okay? Some of your family, right? when you realize like that, it's like, holy fuck, you are sub, you are like literally beneath, you're beneath me, bro. Like they're beneath you, right? They actually are. And you never want to think that. But man, if your schoolmates and family members want to show their ass, that's the worst, bro. That is the worst. And they do it on a fucking public platform, bro, so that everyone can see it, right? That's the worst, man. And these are people you have, bro, these are people that have watched you have sex. These are people that you've showered next to after basketball practice. Like these are, it's so bad, bro. But that's a long answer to your question. Appreciate the question, right? But we the type of like just the type of fuck shit that happens to a famous American guy is so fucked. And we're not even talking about the violence, right? Like, is it safe for me to go everywhere? Hell no. Do we have to like kind of think about where we go? Yeah, right. That's the price of fame. But like, we're not even talking about the violence, but just like you said, the wildest comment. Like it, some of it's even too bad to repeat because then it would be me repeating it. But to watch my schoolmates turn Judas, my family turn Judas, that's the worst. Okay. Now, is it worth the price of fame? I mean, is the price of fame worth it? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be famous, bro. Well, we've been famous, but we're going to be more famous, so to speak, right? Because every fucking day. And so, yeah, every damn day, bro. The fame is just bomb pounding day by day. And so, that's a great thing to ask because, bro, the things that get said to us in public and on the internet are off the wall, out of left field, bro. So if we were to think about, if we were to name one, it would like disrespect all the others, right? Because they're all vermin in their own right. And so we have to, there's 1,000 of them, maybe 2,000. It is so frequent that it's ridiculous, bro. So great question. Thank you for being here. And we're going to try to pronounce your name. Show something. Okay. So ever got show 3784. 3784. They must have gave you that number along with your username. Show 3784. Now, let's go to McDaniel's dad. Oh, let's see what okay, hold on. We're gonna okay. All right, here's the thing. So and again, this is a Beaverton guy talk. It's hard for a Beaverton guy to talk about Federal Way because we've only been through there, right? We're gonna do it though based on our limited knowledge. We're gonna go ahead and talk about our limited knowledge. Okay. So, all right, Jet Life from San Francisco, and then show 3784. Space Jet Life 41, who is now the number one, okay, subscriber. There we go. That's more believable. So it goes to McDaniel's dad worked for Boeing. Mom, Oh. She had an NBA buzzing. Wow. Oh, maybe he's leaning into it. And see, that's the thing. And see, here's the thing, bro. So and that's why for my glad that you obviously glad that you responded, because like we said, edge is different than anger, right? He's not an angry guy, but his edge, maybe he does in fact lean into it. Okay, well then he had me fooled, bro. I thought that it was inherent within him. Thought that it was like, I thought that was something that he had since the 6th grade. Wow. Well, he had me fooled then. Okay. All right. So he leans into that edge like many of these C-Tech dudes. They want us to think. Yeah. Oh. See, now this is tough, man. All right, Jet Life. So, Federal Way, the homicide rate is 13 per 100,000, which is 4 times. Let's see, 4 times, 3, 4, 13, 3 times the national average. Okay. So, now, does that mean his little high school was rough? Who knows? But if your homicide rate is 13, that means your town is 3 times more dangerous than the national average, okay? In the United States. So federal, man, it's tough, man, because you can get killed, bro. So like, how do you rationalize that? But yeah, now here's the thing. What like you said, people try to act like things are Chicago or Baltimore or Memphis or St. Louis or New Orleans, or even for that matter, Gary, Indiana. That's another place that people might forget about. That place, Gary, Indiana. Okay, Detroit, Michigan. So those towns, those towns that are so rough, they're just so rough. A place like Federal Way would never register. Okay. So the fact that you said that he might be leaning into his edge, he might have just tricked me. Right? So he might have just tricked me. I honestly, because every time you hear Jaden McDaniels talk, he's got the same demeanor. And even the way he looks on the basketball court, it's like he really. But man, he tricked me then. Damn, that's a good ass player. That's a good ass basketball player though. So yeah, that Jaden McDaniels is a really good basketball player, bro. He can do so many damn things, bro. And so that's how it goes, man. America is so perverted and twisted that there's poverty-driven homicide rates and performance. Yeah. Yeah. The United States is perverse. It is. So we live in. Yeah. So when things are so easy, right? Like even poor people, they can still eat tonight, right? A poor person in the United States can still eat tonight, right? Now, they may not have heat, they may not have air conditioning, they may not have new clothes, but they can still eat tonight, right? Which is more than we can say for 1/3 of the world. Okay. In the United States, our poorest people are obese because they can eat. Right. Now, again, they might wear the same clothes more often. They might not have heat in the house, and they might live on a dangerous residential easement, but they can still eat. Right. And so, to circle the wagon, America is perverse in its objectives, its behaviors. It's perverse, right? And so, will guys get killed performatively? Yeah, yeah. A guy will kill somebody performatively in the United States, man. And so, twisted is the right word. You're right. America's so perverse, and yeah. So we could guess at how much is poverty, but a lot of it's performative, like you said. Internet, whether it's the internet's only 20 years old, so it's like it's hard to say it's internet, but like it is performative, right? People are doing it deliberately for a desired reaction. So yeah, that's something. He leans into that edge. Yeah, Tacoma is probably better than Chicago or Baltimore or Memphis or St. Louis or New Orleans or even Baton Rouge for that matter. Uh, or shit, Mobile, Alabama. All those places, right? Those are rough places. But yeah, man. Good ass feedback. And then 81,000 median income. So federal way. Yeah, federal way has a homicide rate though. That's the one thing. It's like, okay. Worked for Boeing. Wonderful. Yeah. So maybe, bro, maybe he was a privileged kid that just adopted an edge. He might have been a privileged kid that adopted an edge. Wow. She had an NBA buzzing, huh? Interesting stuff, bro. So, 103 minutes, 8 o'clock, West Coast American Standard Time. We're probably going to get up out of here. But, yeah. So, Jet Life, thank you for the feedback. We're going to go try to go viral on Instagram like we do every day. Ship out some orders, MP3s, mixtapes, soundtracks, John Stop Bomb. So, all right. Jet Life, talk to you later. 103 minutes. Heck of a life. Heck of a life. We're going to save this. So, all right, guys. Peace.